Alright, so today we're taking a look at another Soul-like game, Lord of the Fallen. The 2014 was a pretty okay game. The graphic was pretty nice for what it was back then, but the gameplay was still a little bit clunky and very floaty. However, this game is supposedly a remake, and it is miles better than the 2013 version. And the buzz is that the PC version isn't running that great, and I will have to say that it is going to be very dependent on your system. You will have to do some graphical adjustment to get it running well, especially when you're in the other dimension that will likely tank a lot of people's PC. Now, initially, I did have one crash right after creating my characters, but my hunch was that it was due to frame generation, which this game does support for NVIDIA, and it also supports DLSS and FSR as well. But after disabling frame generation, the game has not crashed for me anymore on an NVIDIA card, 4090. The game is really, again, going to depend on your system. As when you transition over to the other dimension, it does tend to tank performance a little bit, anywhere between 10 to 15 frames. As for ultra-wide support, it does indeed support ultra-wide in gameplay and in-engine cutscene. You will get pillow box, of course, during the FMV. Now, they went for that cinematic look again, so you will get black bars on top, bottom, left, and right. The UI and menus are all appropriately stretched. Speaking of UI, now this game has no shame in pretty much mimicking the layout and the font of a Dark Soul game. So it looks very similar to a Dark Soul game. Now the game does support HDR, however, it requires that you are in full screen, so the game will automatically adjust it to full screen. So if you like your games in windowed full screen, unfortunately with HDR on, it will not work. So just keep that in mind. That's the reason why it will appear grayed out if you have HDR on. As for control, if you're playing on the PC, it is actually pretty bad. On the default settings, you will have to make a lot of adjustment. For example, the default, if you're sprinting with the V key, and then to jump while you're sprinting, you have to hit the F key. So that is very impossible for me. So that's just an example of something that you will have to change, and there's many more you'll likely have to change to suit your preference. Overall, it is a very good Soul-like game. I love the combat. I love the hit detection, the weight of the weapons, and the sound. I love the way all the class look as well. The armors are very detailed and very nice. If only From Software would have this level of graphics and detail in their game, they are going to be on a whole new god tier level. So gameplay wise, it is very good. If you enjoy Soul-like game, definitely put it on your buy wish list, or just keep an eye on it. Alright guys, that will do it for me on this quick impression of the game, and I will see y'all in the next one. Until then, take care.